On January 8, 2020, British Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle renounced the title of senior members of the royal family. Their titled relatives, led by the Queen, were shocked and maybe even furious. The society argued animatedly about the correctness of such a decision, and the media spread new gossip every day. Today, we are going to remember how the love story of Meghan and Harry began, and also tell you about how a couple of rebels live now. How difficult was it for them to separate from their family? What did they do for a living? And do they regret their act? This is Biographer Express. Get ready. You'll find out all the answers right now. Let's start with the fact that in an absolutely interesting way, Harry and Meghan managed to hide the romance literally to the last, which in itself is difficult, because paparazzi hunt members of the royal family literally 24 hours a day. And only once before the engagement, the couple slightly lift the veil of their relationship. How did they manage to get acquainted, being so different people at first glance? He is the Prince of Great Britain, one of the heirs of the throne. She's an actress from the USA.
Wow, you're pretty.
Good. You've hit on me. We can get it out of the way that I'm not interested.
No, I'm sorry, I wasn't hitting on you.
Trust me. I've given dozens of these, and without fail, whatever new hotshot it is thinks that because I'm just a paralegal, that I will somehow be blown away by his dazzling degree. Let me assure you, I won't.
Of course, Meghan knew about the existence of Harry. He is the prince, after all. But she had nothing to do with him, since she was born in America, not in England. But how come these two were lucky enough to meet in real life? Harry's loyal friend, the aristocrat Violet von Westenholz, who was in friendship with Meghan Markle, was found for such a case, and one day she decided on an adventure. She'd try to bring these two together at one of the parties. But in fact, nothing already depended on her, because the couple immediately felt sympathy for each other, and warm romantic feelings did not take long to wait.
I didn't know much about him, and so the only thing that I had asked her when she said she wanted to set us up was, I had one question. I said, well, is he nice? Because if he wasn't kind, it didn't seem like it would make sense. And so we went and met for a drink, and then I think very quickly into that we said, well, what are we doing tomorrow? We should meet again.
And as an insider of the Sunday Express wrote on October 31st, 2016, it was clear that Harry was finally absolutely happy, and all thanks to an affair with American actress Meghan Markle. As mentioned above, the couple tried to keep the romance as secret as possible, but the secrecy lasted about 4 months, and then not only the Sunday Express magazine wrote about them, but also the People magazine, which emphasized the seriousness of this affair by the fact that the prince had even managed to introduce the actress to her father, Prince Charles. And about a year later, the seriousness of the lovers' intentions was officially confirmed. On November 27, 2017, Kensington Palace announced to the people the news of the engagement of Prince Harry and his beloved Meghan Markle. The couple soon met with reporters in person to confirm it. That day, everyone was struck by a beautiful gold ring with 3 diamonds, which gracefully adorned Meghan's hand.
The ring is obviously yellow gold, because that's her favourite. And the main stone itself is sourced from Botswana. And the little diamonds either side are from my mother's jewellery collection, to make sure that she's with us on this crazy journey together. And
It's beautiful, and he designed it. It's incredible.
The wedding was not delayed for a long time, and already in May 2018, a long-awaited celebration took place, both for the newlyweds themselves and for the entire nation of Great Britain. As befits the royal family, the scale of the wedding was simply amazing. There were a huge number of guests, dukes, barons, and not only world celebrities were also present. American TV host Oprah Winfrey, singer Elton John, actors Idris Elba and George Clooney, Victoria and David Beckham, British pop singer James Blunt, and others. In total, the event was attended by about 2,000 people. Just imagine how hard it is to organize such a celebration. I doubt that any of you can guess the amount spent on the event. Without further ado, the royal wedding cost $43 million. Let's figure out how much and where the money was spent. Safety first. Therefore, they didn't spare money for quality and quantity of security, and paid $40 million for the services. This kind of event had to be held at the highest level. That's why the wedding organizers received $150,000. The musicians were paid $400,000, the services of florists cost $150,000, and cameramen and photographers cost $23,000. The festive banquet was also not cheap. It cost as much as $385,000, and this is without the wedding cake, for which they paid $65,000. And most importantly, the future Duchess should look amazing, so they didn't skimp on the dress. Meghan Markle bought a dress made by the Givenchy fashion house for $550,000. And it's worth noting that the royal family paid only $2,400,000 of the total amount. However, a wedding is not only a celebration, flowers, delicious food, and chic clothes. It is also a different bureaucratic routine, including marriage contracts. Only there was no prenuptial agreement in the case of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Although Elizabeth II insisted on signing it, Harry said his firm no. Well, we can understand the Queen. She was worried about her grandson's money. The fact is that at the time of marriage, Meghan Markle's fortune was estimated at $5 million, while Harry owned $40 million. You must agree, the difference is not minor. The Queen insisted on a contract so that in the case of a divorce, Meghan could not sue the prince for large sums of money, but received only a pre-agreed amount. But Harry was very devoted to his chosen one and believed that this marriage would last forever. Moreover, signing such a contract for Harry meant the same as betraying and insulting his beloved, so they did without him. And already on October 6, 2019, Harry and Meghan pleased the royal family with the birth of their first child. The baby was named Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor. However, shocking news soon arrived. As it turned out, the couple was going to leave the royal family and refuse to fulfill the duties of monarchs. We can only guess why the couple made such a decision, although there was an official version that said that Meghan and Prince Harry were tired of publicity, having too much attention from annoying media. Society, of course, began to think that the idea to move to America came to Meghan, that she was not comfortable living in the royal palace, and she was not accepted by Harry's family. But time passed, and a book under the title Finding Freedom, Harry and Meghan and the Making of a Modern Royal Family was published. It was written under the direction of the Dukes of Sussex. With the help of this book, Meghan Markle tried to explain to society their choice, the separation from the royal family. The emphasis was on the difficulties Meghan had to face when she and Harry were still performing royal duties. In addition, the book reported that moving to another continent was solely the idea of Prince Harry, and Meghan only supported the initiative of her beloved husband. But, to be honest, not everyone believed in this version, and still society is divided into two camps. The first condemns the Dukes of Sussex for refusing to fulfill their duty to the country. The second understands and accepts the couple's choice, believes every word, and condemns the royal family for not accepting Meghan and not letting the couple live in peace. Do you think Harry and Meghan did the right thing by giving up their royal titles? Share your opinion in the comments. Some people believe that the main reason for Harry's move was not a very good attitude towards his chosen one among the members of the royal family, and also the fact that Harry himself had been feeling unhappy for a long time, and moving to America was supposed to save the situation.
This is not a surprise to anybody. It's really sad that it's got to this point, but I've got to do something for my own mental health, for my wife's.
Rumors speak of another version. The move of Harry and Meghan was facilitated by the quarrel of the future Queen of Britain, Prince William's wife Kate Middleton, with Meghan Markle. It was speculated that Meghan treated Kate's staff disrespectfully, and that was the reason for the conflict. Moreover, the situation was allegedly aggravated by Meghan's envy. She knew that Kate would become queen and she would remain the Duchess of Sussex. In short, there are plenty of versions. It is even said that Prince Harry's family did not respect Meghan because of her ignoble origin. It's also rumored that the Duchess of Sussex was not accepted due to the fact that she was already divorced when she married Prince Harry. However, this version seems less real, since the wife of Prince Charles and more recently King Charles III was also divorced when she married Charles. In any case, anonymous sources insist that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle decided to go overseas precisely because Meghan could not fit well in the royal family. So, the couple officially resigned their duties and went first to Canada. However, no one was waiting for them there. The fact is that the Dukes of Sussex needed their own protection, which was provided to them by the state, but the people of Canada were outraged because they did not want the taxes they paid to go to the expenses of the royal family. The law does not provide for this, so the Canadians folded the petition, and Meghan and Harry were left without protection, which cost the state quite a lot, about $10 million a year. However, this did not scare them, and the couple stayed in Canada for some time, especially since the Dukes managed to buy a beautiful villa of Mille-Fleurs worth $10 million. But leaving the royal family, you need to start working yourself, since by law you can no longer receive any payments for your own living, and in order to be able to officially get a job, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were obliged to give up a number of privileges. For example, they left the Sussex royal trademark, and also now no one will ever address them as Your Royal Highness. They can no longer speak on behalf of the royal family and accordingly make statements on the Sussex royal Instagram account. So the couple said goodbye to subscribers and on the 1st of April, officially relieved themselves of all duties performed by the royal family. The only thing that has not been taken away from Meghan and Prince Harry is their titles, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. These names are still applied to the couple. In addition, Prince Harry was not excluded from the list of heirs to the throne, as you might think. After the death of Charles III, it will pass to his eldest son, Prince William, and then to his 3 grandchildren, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. And only then in this list will be Prince Harry. It turns out that after Elizabeth II's death, Harry has come closer to the throne. Now he is 5th in line. But still, it is unlikely that he will ever become king. Maybe that's why he gave up his duties so easily. There's nothing to lose. And despite the fact that the Queen once gave the prince and his wife 12 months to return to their royal duties, the couple didn't change their decision. In his statement on the death of the Queen, Prince Harry writes many good words about Elizabeth II. But attentive readers could not help but notice that Prince Harry only congratulated his father Charles III on his ascension to the throne, while Prince William promised to support and help his father. So we can assume that Harry has once again stated that he still has no plans to return to royal duties. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex even decided to change their law firm to further separate themselves from the royal family. If before Prince Harry was protected by the firm Harbottle & Lew, who always represented all the royals, now the couple has chosen other lawyers. In 2020, when Harry and Meghan opened a charitable organization named after their son Archewell, their interests were already represented by the law firm Field Fisher. After a short stay in Canada, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle moved to the United States, but it was not immediately that the couple managed to find a place to their liking. Initially, Meghan and Harry rented a mansion from an American actor and a very rich man, Tyler Perry. So for a while, the couple lived in the city of Beverly Hills. By the way, they said that renting such a mansion cost a tidy sum, about $40,000. But a little more time passed, and Prince Harry and Meghan Markle still managed to find a dream home. Of course, it wasn't a palace or a castle, but also not small in size, about 600 square meters. By the way, Mel Gibson used to be the owner of the mansion, and David Duchovny was before him. The house has 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, of course, a living room and a kitchen. It is interesting to note that there is a lot of stone and wood in the interior of the mansion. This kind of detail is associated with the interior of royal palaces. The area around the house is equipped with a swimming pool and garage. There's also a separate house to receive guests. However, the couple doubted for a long time whether they would be able to afford this housing, because the mansion cost about $15 million, but still decided.
And I love that y'all moved here, and Harry is loving it, right?
He loves it.
What's he love so much about California?
Well, we moved here during lockdown. I mean, exactly when things shut down. So we've just been able to spend a lot of time at home and creating our home, but I think it's just the lifestyle and, you know, the weather's pretty great, but we're just happy.
In fact, we can understand the spouses because the couple used to have no limits. For example, Prince Harry has generally lived his entire life at the expense of British taxpayers. There was even a man, his name Norman Baker, a member of the Privy Council, who counted how much money ordinary Britons spend on the Dukes of Sussex. If we take into account the expenses for the wedding ceremony and the life of the couple before moving to America, the couple spent $53 million. But this is not all. Do not forget about the tidy sum that they spent on repairs in Kensington Palace, and also another amount that was allocated specifically for the renovation of Frogmore House, a country residence. The Dukes of Sussex simply wanted to live separately, and they did not live there for a long time. However, they are forced to return the amount for the second repair, namely $2 and $9 million. Also, Meghan Markle spent a big amount of money on precious accessories, namely $700,000. It was not also left without attention. After leaving the royal family, the couple needed money for living until they were given the right and opportunity to work. It was for this reason that Prince Charles helped Harry and Meghan at first. He deducted money to his son from the investment portfolio, which includes financial resources and real estate. In short, Prince Harry received deductions from the income of the Duchy of Cornwall. It was speculated that only for the period from 2018 to 2019, Prince Charles transferred at least $6 million. However, according to the law, the couple had no right to receive this money because with the removal of your powers, you refuse not only to address your Royal Highness, but also from the income that the monarch has the right to receive. But over time, the couple still managed to become more financially independent. And from the end of 2020, the Dukes of Sussex have been living completely without the money of the royal family. In this case, how does the couple support themselves? In fact, there are many ways. Most of all, the couple is helped by their media side of life. It is the name that brings them the opportunity to earn well, so that they do not have to change their previous lifestyle much.
Here we go. A little slice of home, huh? Can I interest you in a tea? Yeah, I'd love one. There you go. Oh, splendid. A little milk and sugar. Go on, yeah, put it all in. A little splash. Yep. Thank you. That's very kind.
So, during their independent life, they signed contracts with such well-known platforms as Netflix and Spotify. Also, many experts say that the Dukes need to pay attention to writing books, which they did. However, Meghan has written only a children's book called The Bench so far, but it came out successfully. Prince Harry has prepared a bigger sensation, and soon his personal autobiography will be published. The entire royal family is very afraid of the publication of this book. Moreover, there are a lot of rumors that Harry's autobiography was created under the dictation of his wife, but not about that yet. The couple also has the opportunity to earn money by conducting lectures. For example, the prince has already managed to hold a lecture on finance. Well, in the end, Harry got a job as a director of public relations at the startup BetterUp. As for the protection of a young couple in America, here the Dukes again face difficulties. The fact is that the state flatly refused to provide protection to Prince Harry and Meghan. So, they had to contact the security services. As a result, the couple chose the company Gavin de Becker & Associates. After all, it has a good reputation. A big argument was that one of the richest people in the world, Amazon owner Jeff Bezos, also chose this particular company. The services of this company, which provides a couple with security 24 hours a day, cost $13,000. This is the price for the day. However, the only thing that can't be fought is drones, which photographers launched to try to take pictures of Prince Harry, his wife, and of course their son Archie, right at home. As mentioned earlier, the couple was not allowed to work for the first year of life outside the family until a permit was accepted. But Meghan Markle broke this rule and decided to voice the documentary Elephant by Disney. However, the couple did not receive a penny for this work, and all the money went to charity, namely to the foundation of the organization Elephants Without Borders, which is engaged in the protection of animal rights. The Duchess of Sussex also intended to restore her blog, but she's not done so yet. But what really could bring the couple a lot of money, about $1 million, is an interview. And Meghan and Harry still decided to give it to the famous TV host Oprah Winfrey, who, by the way, has long been a friend of the royal family. Harry also told the audience that the second child that Meghan was carrying at that time was a girl. By the way, she was born on June 4, 2021, and the baby was named after Queen Elizabeth II, Lilibet. But perhaps the most scandalous fact of the interview was that Meghan mentioned talking about her son's skin. According to Meghan, when she was pregnant with Archie, everyone in the palace was worried about the color of the baby's skin.
And also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What? About how dark your baby is going to be?
Potentially, and what that would mean or look like.
Ooh.
And despite all the sensationalism of the interview, the couple officially declared that they did not receive a cent for it. Close friends of the couple said that at first the new life was very unusual for Prince Harry. After all his life he lived at the palace, received money from the taxes of the British, and performed duties that he understood in advance. And the new life for him became a completely different world. To support his family by himself was the only difficulty that the prince faced. The prince even had to give up his favorite hobby, hunting. After all, his wife is engaged in animal rights protection. It would be strange if Harry continued to kill animals. So he even had to sell 2 collectible guns, though for a rather large sum of about $62,000. But Meghan, unlike Harry, has returned to the old and familiar model of existence, so she's absolutely happy with the decision to move. The couple continue to live in the USA to this day, and even after the death of Queen Elizabeth II, the couple returned to private life despite the fact that there were a lot of rumors about the possible return of the couple to the royal family. Well, we wish them good luck. And if you're interested in finding out how other celebrities live, then there's a video about Bruce Willis on our channel. From a simple bartender, he turned into one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood. How did he do it? How much did Bruce earn before he left the cinema? And what real estate does he own now? Click on the icon that appeared on your screen and watch. And also, don't forget to like this video. Biographer Express was with you. See you later.